Hello. Happy New everything. Happy New Year. Happy New everything. I have been away for 2 weeks and not thinking about work for 2 weeks, and it's been like going back to hell for the last 10 days. But very exciting. Lots of stuff happening. Lots of new things. So I can't wait to see all of you back on tea time in the next few weeks and restart where we left it. Rightly so, because we have some Stargate to release hopefully soon. The Christmas period was absolutely fantastic. We had some very nice time off, but also a lot of new players on our games. Of course, the promotional period around the winter is always very positive and cool, and we've got lots of stuff happening. So it was kind of okay. Let's relax now. Think about all the people who are going to enjoy the games that we've created over the last years, and for 2 weeks, just think about that whilst we monitor the forum. And big kudos to our support team who have been working around the clock during the Christmas period to support customers and making sure that they didn't get lost with installing games and all other kind of stuff. Hello, Hetzer. I hope you had a good Christmas too. Quick reminder that at the end of this month, all your Slith points will revert to 0 because we'll reboot the whole system and change a lot of things on the reward system we've got on Twitch. And a big thank you to everyone who's been collecting slits so far. Make sure you use all your slits, so you get ready to restart soon. Hello, Mordante. Hello, how are you? No Field of Glory news today? I have some Field of Glory news today. Actually, I have two Field of Glory topics in my list. Nothing that would make you super duper excited, but still, we're talking about Field of Glory. Thank you for subscribing, Captain Alatriste. Always good. I mean, I think that you've been around for a while now, so thanks for coming back. So lots of things to say, lots of spoilers I could actually come up with, and I actually before coming on tea time I had Sarah. We were discussing release dates, and I said, can I say it officially at tea time today? And she said, no, you can't. But there's official release dates coming up for a couple of the coming soon games we've got on the pipeline. So stay tuned for that. We're sort of finalizing the release schedule for 20. Sort of, I would say that as David is around, I won't say much about it. But basically, we have a release schedule for Q1 and a release mess for Q2. Is that right, David? That's basically what is happening at the moment in our backend or sort of release schedule. The first thing I want to say is that, well, there is a release date. It's a release ambition for Q2. Yeah. It's most like there's a list of games with a lot of red flags. That's it. Anyway, the first thing I wanted to sort of announce officially is that the next DLC for Command is out. Will be out on February 1st. This is Icebreakers. I think it's the first time I look at the Command artwork and I don't feel threatened by anything. It's like, it just feels relaxing. I just look at this image, and it's like, I want to play this, but it's not a city builder set in the Arctic where you have to go, build cities on ice. It's a proper DLC for Command. Well, basically, you use the combined American and Canadian fleet on the Coast Guard. to force a Northwest Passage and create the conditions to generate a good amount of warfare in the area. Now it's very interesting because this is the idea of the showcase is really to focus on very specific things, and whilst on Desert Falcon it was very much about the French Air Force and looking at potentially use the French Air Force, modern French Air Force, for a very specific theater of war. In this case, we're focusing on something sort of very different, and as my friend Liam says, it's very interesting for if you're a pro user, if you're a user of command that wants to dig into something very, very particular and peculiar, then this is going to be for you. I urge you to look at this from this angle also. There's going to be a video explaining what it's all about when it releases. It's actually ready, but as my friend Miki says, it says out now in the end, so I don't want to show it, to spoil it to you right now. Threatening if you're a penguin, of course. It's threatening. I like your humor today. I love you all. The next big thing, okay, so this quarter we've got quite a lot of stuff happening on DLCs. There's no major new release except for Stargate and Terminator. So you imagine, when you have like big games like these, trying to fit around that big DLCs as well. It's very challenging. What we'll try to do with the release schedule is try to sort of mix and match and make sure that every week or 2 weeks there's something super important releasing. But so we started off this year with more promotional opportunities. From the first release will be February 1st Command. Then we have, during February, a lot of stuff happening. And we have Terminator releasing on the 21st. And there's also DLCs for Master of Magic, DLC for... Did we announce it? I don't think so. No, I can't say anything about that one. And DLC for... I can't say anything about that one either. But there's quite a lot of stuff happening in February and March. You make my life so hard. So then the first one, of course, is Master of Magic Scourge of the Seas. That's releasing on 8th of February. We have released quite a lot of Dev Diaries over the last couple of weeks. Dev Diary number 3 and 4 are already out. The goal of this DLC is, of course, to focus on maritime setting and sort of like pirate type characters and factions. You'll see a lot of details about that, what new wizards, not what new faction we've got in the game, and what is in-house for this one. It's kind of a different angle we did for Rise of the Soul Trapped, where it was more about, a lot more content for to exploit what was already there. Scourge of the Seas really has a lot more in-house in terms of new gameplay functionalities and exploring new things and making sure that sort of we add this extra level of features that Master of Magic deserves. You can expect it to be released on February 8th. It's on track for that date. The tea is here. Hi, Midnight Fox. The tea, I think it's English breakfast. I had someone come up and say, "Oh, we only have 2 tea bags left. We need to buy tea." So I think this is what was left at the end of the cupboard. Yeah. So unfortunately, not a lot of choice for tea, but a lot of choice for games. One other thing we did over Christmas, just to update you, there was a new episode of Geek Recipe released. Thank you to everyone watching this, because it's been the most watched episode ever. This was with Martin Wood. We had over 140,000 viewers, I think, on that video. Thank you very much. I think, what we enjoy a lot about these was really about Geek Recipe in general, is really that we have to chat with people who are very interesting, and they say very interesting things. I guess that, the choice of guests and the mix of coming up with good topics and being in a relaxed atmosphere, we really have these guys talking about their jobs in a way that you probably wouldn't find in a normal interview, and they're very interesting, very, very interesting. I find it fascinating to talk to these people. The next one is going to release next week. In next week on Thursday, and our guest is going to be Charles Cecil, the creator and of the fascinating stories of Broken Sword and the whole series of Broken Sword, and more that he's going to announce during the episode. Again, great guest. Fun guest, and again, lots of very cool stories. There's even one story about Ron Howard. He's telling us, which is really cool. Did I make ginger cookies? Ginger Marco cookies? No, I didn't make ginger cookies this holiday, but I'll probably make some cookies over the weekend. Is Combat Mission Final Blitzkrieg and its first DLC scheduled for January? Yes, it is, and I don't have the release date here, but what is the release date of Combat Mission Final Blitzkrieg? I think it's February. Can you check it on I'll let you know. I have that. I pretty much have that. Planet Brain 73, you'll have an answer to your question. Right, so in terms of, okay, so thanks, David, 25th of January. So not a lot before that. Actually, I thought that the first release of the year was going to be Command, but no, it's Combat Mission Final Blitzkrieg and its first DLC that's called Downfall. Before that, there's hopefully something else, but we can't say anything about it. Before we get to more news on the upcoming games, two big things happening right now on Steam. There's a huge sale on Starship Troopers, highest discount ever. You don't have to look for it. It's right on the homepage. You'll find it on Steam. And also, there's a sale on all Ageod titles happening right now. Best-selling Ageod game so far on the sale is, of course, Philgore Empires, but Civil War II is still going very strong and getting a lot of interesting feedback on that game. It's kind of an interesting sale. There's up to 50% on most of the games. We will try to keep you up to date on all the sales and stuff happening over the year. As you know, we've got a weekly article going up on the website, but we'll try to give you a bit more information about where you can get the games, and for slightly less or for a lot less in the next few days. The Flashpoint campaign's Southern Storm sale is also happening on the Matrix Games site, and the physical edition is also discounted. So get your books, and I think it's going to last for another week or so. But do it now. Right. Figra Kingdoms. There's more news on that. Figra Kingdoms, big game releasing somewhere in the first half of this year. Hopefully, we are in the second wave of beta. The first wave of beta was sort of kind of restricted to a very little number of people. We had pretty good feedback. We actually had very good feedback from most of the players. A lot of fixes and UI changes, and I guess accessibility changes. Loads of actually very, very, very good feedback. So we had to sort of wait a lot more to sort of start the next round of beta. Why? Because we wanted to sort of do all the fixes and then make sure that the next version was going to be, including all these fixes that we knew were important. And so the next one has just started. If you're interested in participating, go on slitherine.com/beta and apply. It's already happening, but we're welcoming more players as we go. There have been a lot of applicants, so make sure that you flag and you sell your proposition as well as you can. We have 3 screenshots for you. Now, this is Sarah trying to be very mean. So and she adds descriptions of the screenshots here, and I have to say that the idea of reading these is making me sick. And plus, you can see I've got like here. There's a note, penciled note saying, "Don't say this. Say something else." I can't say anything here. So this is the only thing is basically, this is from the LCD map sort of scenario. The Figra Kingdoms has this really cool thing where you basically have, the huge, big campaigns, but there's also, smaller scenarios where you can sort of experience the, a smaller scope type of gameplay. This is specifically the one with retelling the story of El Cid. And it's something that I'd like to, especially from, my perspective of, players and retention and all these kind of cool marketing things. I love the idea of having more self-contained scenarios that people can play again and again, or, just, have short sessions. So if you're in the beta and you would like to tell us a bit more about your experience with these, please do so, because it's super interesting to me. This is the other mini campaign, the Manzikert one, which is basically I think there's 2, and this is the other one. Yes. So this is, Manzikert, basically the defeat of the Byzantines in the early 1000. And again, small, self-contained. You don't have to play, a huge number of hours, but it sort of gives you the full experience of the game, and then you can dive into sort of larger, bigger things. I don't even know if it's more like tutorials or just like a smaller version of the whole experience, which is, I think, really the goal here. I'll have some tea. Hello, Captain Darwin. I hope that you had a good Christmas. It was said that the second half of Jan would see more titles in the Slate store to expand. Will it stay all that way? Absolutely yes. Planet Brain 73, we do have the intention to add more titles, I think from next week, if I'm not mistaken, but I have to confirm that, so that you can spend your money or sort of virtual currency or whatever you want to call it before it runs out. Smaller version of the whole experience. Thank you, Neil. Thank you, Neil. You see, we are a team. Papal State sours on Moravia news at 11. What are you saying? See, anyway, more Field of Glory. As I said, I promised Mordante. We have the winners of the grand tournament, the World Team Championship. The World Team Championship has been won by the Chinese team Tang. Second, the Pershing Pikes. And Armchair Heroes and Furor Gallico are third and fourth. I think the first time that the Chinese team wins the World Team, so congratulations to the Chinese team. You were pretty much outstanding over the knockout phases, so very, very good job. The US came second, and UK and France third and fourth. And as always, Paolo, I don't really know which team you were in, but you lost. How much longer to the next Fog 2 announcement? I'll tell you a secret, Mordante. We don't even know ourselves when and how we'll do a next Field of Glory announcement. So I'd be sort of in the mood of waiting and waiting and waiting. One day you'll wake up and there will be an announcement and you'll think, "Oh, this is great." But don't expect too much, because if you expect too much, if your expectations go too high, you're in for some deception. But it's all about training yourself, really. And there's so much other stuff happening. You know, you probably don't even want a new Field of Glory happening. Anyway, you think? Thank you, Edmund. I just so much miss Edmund's humor now. Streaming schedule I've got for you now. Tomorrow we have Liam playing Flashpoint with Southern Storm at 6 p.m. And we have Das playing Distant Worlds 2 at 8 p.m. and Hexaboo playing Axis Operations, Panzer Corps 2, Axis Operations 1946 at 10 p.m. By the way, this reminds me of something. Just anecdotal, but you know, thank you. What? Why? That wasn't good. Did it go live? No. The 1946 was very successful, and just because I named it, I just wanted to thank all the Panzer Corps community to made Panzer Corps Axis Operations series such a great ride. 1946 has been the most successful DLC we've released for Panzer Corps in the first weeks of release. This was also a surprise to me in a way. You know, usually what you see is that the first DLC in your series is, you know, the best selling, and then, you know, you start losing players. But this one has been really amazing. And if you look at overall how the winter sales went, the Panzer Corps 2, Battle Sector, Gladius, Starship Troopers, Distant Worlds, Combat Mission, the big franchises all did very, very well, and some of them did even better than last year. In this market, it's great. You know, it's something that we weren't even expecting. We weren't expecting that, you know, so many of our franchises did so well over the Christmas period, considering that the market is not sort of in the best was not in the best shape. Now it's absolutely fantastic. It's a new year, so everything is perfect. So thank you for making all these DLCs and these franchises so successful. We keep trying to make more DLCs and more interesting experiences, but having, you know, the proof of the you know, sales is always great. So thank you for that. So Hexaboo will play Axis Operation 1946 tomorrow at 10 p.m. On Monday next week for Matrix Monday, we have 3 games. Sergeant Z-Dog playing Flashpoint campaigns Southern Storm at 4:15. Das Tactic playing Rule the Waves 3 at 6:15. All are UK time, by the way. And Richard York playing Shadow Empire at 8:15. Again, Shadow Empire, another game that had just had a big update, and it showed, in actual, players coming back and playing the game again. That's just fascinating that, you keep updating games, people come back and play the game again because they want to see what's new and so on. It's just incredible. So thanks to everyone for that. And next week on Tuesday, we have Liam and Brett playing Rule the Waves 3. Liam's busy. Liam's very busy. That's great. I like it. Maybe that makes Marco a bit too young. Okay, no, wait. Mark, 1964. No, 90s. Come on. Well, 1984. You're making me just you're confusing me a lot. The real thing is that I've been crushing dreams since I was born. So that was 1976, and never stopped since. And I have no intention to stop anytime soon. Why would I stop? Why would I? This is a mug that Paolo brought to me when he went to Waterloo battlefield. See, I'm all historically accurate. And this is not to say that there will be a Napoleonic game coming soon, by the way. Now, because somebody already started typing, Villa Glory Napoleon! Not happening. Stop for pension. Yeah, so next week. You see, I said it. Somebody was going to say Field of Glory Napoleon or some sort of Napoleonic game. If you know any developer with the good Napoleonic games ideas, and I'll put $50 on it. Let's say $100, and I'll fund it with my own $100. Any battle sector news? When does the next free unit come out? Ballroom Brian, good question. There will be new battle sector stuff coming out very soon. New battle sector stuff announced. I'm going to tell you when, actually. This is on my phone. Sorry for being rude and checking the phone, but this is for the service of my community. There's a file called Marketing Master that I will now open. There's a calendar in the file. Calendar 2024. I'm giving all the secrets here. The announcement for Warhammer 40,000 Battle Sector will be made on 29th of January. That's when the announcement comes out. I'm not even sure I'm supposed to say anything about this, but that's going to be an announcement not for a free unit, but for more. The next free unit will be coming out in Q2, and David, who's in the chat, has already signed off on the production of this new free unit. So the production has commenced. See, I'm answering questions at least. I mean, you can't say I'm not answering. I'm not trying to answer questions. I'm trying to be as. What is Shards posting? I'm just clicking on this, just to see what is saying. Okay. Beta tester recruitment. You wanna be a beta tester for you probably are already, but who knows? Yes, there will be a lot of new stuff for Battle Sector coming out. Actually, Battle Sector is very much one of the games that I was mentioning in terms of trying to get more interesting stuff out as fast as we can, because you're giving it a lot of attention. So we're very happy about it, and also on the multiplayer side, working on some very cool things. Any more questions? I can tell you there's more coming for that. More news for Panzer Corps before the end of the month. More news for Broken Arrow as well, of course. Terminator is about to release, just over 1 month away. My very favorite other game will be releasing very, very soon as well. So there's quite a lot of stuff happening, and I'm pretty proud of our Q1. When's your next outside broadcast, Marco? When's my next outside broadcast? I don't know, actually. I wouldn't know. The next big show's probably GDC, I think. And so I mean, this was just for a warm up. Next week will be a bit more structured. I think will be also more news about more formal news about other stuff. And tea time by the Seine. Yeah, the next one will be tea time probably in San Francisco, but I'm not sure. And I also hope that you guys had a good break, and next week we'll have also more topics that, more sort of formal announcements about the more upcoming, more closer games that we've got releasing. So Terminator and Stargate, of course. The other stuff releasing, further on will be announced later. I think that I'll let you go for today. Make sure that you follow us on our social media, and I'll see you all next week. Cheers. Bye bye.
The attraction towards new experiences is powerful. Alienware gear isn't made to resist that pull. It's made to accelerate it, to transport you to new places where you can embrace difference and leave familiar behind, bringing you ever closer to the ultimate experience. See you on the other side.